Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Chasing the Whimsy. I am Ben and welcome back.
Liam?
He is back and we might have another small guest real quick. Hey, come here. We're at the house today recording. Say hello.
Hello,
What's your name?
Sophie.
We got Sophie with us today, hanging out. We also have another special guest today. Liam, this lady, coolest lady I know. Super supportive. Always been there.
I beat her at her own game. What's it called?
Oh, she taught you backgammon? She's been on the episodes, she's been on an episode before. We have this weird nickname for her.
It's not weird.
I know. I wonder if people are like, what does that mean? Why?
We'll talk about it.
Well, now it's hot in here. We're gonna leave it for a minute.
The AC.
Yeah. But this lady has been here through most of watching us in the crowds as we record. She's missed maybe 4. The rest of them, she's been here.
5.
I know her by a certain name. So it had to have been, you were maybe 3-ish?
Okay, well, let's introduce her first.
Nope. You were about 3. We're sitting down having dinner. Liam's looking around. He's like, who are all these people? And he's like, looks at me and I'm like, I'm your dad. Looks at my mom. Can you hear it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so funny.
Sophie show.
Sophie show. I don't want to turn it down.
Jeopardy music.
All right. So today we do have with us, and I'll finish the story in a minute since Liam really wants me to get her on here now. We have Other Grandma. Hello, Other Grandma.
Hello, I'm glad to be here.
Yay! So I think you were about 3. Liam was trying to figure out who everybody was. 3 or 4. Semantics at this point. He's looking at everybody. He's like, who are all these people? Looks at my mom, and he's like, Mom. I said, no, my mom, your grandma. And he kind of sits for a second. He's like, all right, I know a grandma. I got a grandma at mom's. I got grandma. I got it. Look at Kari. Grandpa. Look, no. Kari. He's like, then he starts thinking, he's like, well, grandmas have grandpas. That's Kari. He's not grandpa. So he starts like, he's like, I don't. This is much harder than I wanted it to be.
Crisis.
So then he looks over at my grandma, and was like, well, then who is she? And I'm like, that's my grandma. Her mom. Your great grandma. And Liam has on his face. He's like trying to process it all, and he's like, fuck it, Other Grandma. So that's why we call her Other Grandma. I believe that same day was the first day that you actually called Other Grandma Other Grandma. You remember that day, Grandma?
Yes, I do.
Tell us about that day.
I was always kind of like in the background, watching, taking part. Liam and I never really bonded as he was growing up, baby, walking, toddler, and that was okay. He's a part of our family, so I'm going to be there every minute he is. And as the years grew, now he's like 3.5, 4, and we always say goodbye at the door. And we always hug, kiss, and, and I would pick him up and twirl him around. And we really started getting bonding at that time, so then I earned the name Other Grandma.
Liam keeps mentioning, like that's his favorite thing. He's like, he looks at everybody. He's like,
Gives everyone hugs.
Grandma's the twirler.
Yeah.
She'd always be the last one I'd hug too.
Mm-hmm. So Liam, welcome back. You were out last week.
Or like 2 weeks.
2
kind
weeks. Kinda.
Kind of 2 weeks.
Oh, we had Courtney, and then you were gone. Tell us a little bit about what happened. Why were you gone last week?
Well, there was like something got rained out where I was going to, and we thought it would just be because we had a plan, hang out at right, Kelly's, and we didn't get the chance to podcast. We got baby on the mic,
Say hi.
Hi.
Say hi to your brother.
Hi, brother.
so then we have so we didn't have the time to podcast because we sorry, baby sidetracked.
So you've been real big into wrestling. So last weekend you were just taking a
We
nice...
haven't had a wrestling update in forever.
I know. That's why everybody was freaking out. You wrestle twice a week on your meets. You had a small setback on a Tuesday. What was
Skin
going on?
infection. Oh my
He's
gosh.
got a skin infection. Did you show him what your head looks like?
I'm bald now. Like it's
Oh yeah.
Like,
it was real bad. I was out for a whole week. I didn't get to have competition.
like 9
I-
days?
I didn't have 3 meets I missed. But I said I hopefully am 7-0 that week.
Yeah.
But I'm 7-0 now.
So what was the skin condition?
Impetigo.
Impetigo?
Impetigo.
And what is that?
Just a skin infection.
Skin infection? Man, this family, it's not even this family, just you and me. You get your skin from me, like beautiful skin, but like like I have eczema, like way, like back in the day, like my legs.
You just I remember being like 5, walking into your house, and you'd have like these big gashes from scratching, and I'd be so worried for you.
He's like, what's going on? And I'm like, I just don't know how to explain like
Got gashed
eczema.
by a bear.
And then you have eczema. Does anybody else in our family have like? Rhiannon always had ear infections.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. Other than that, we're a perfect family. We're perfect. Like genetically, we're perfect. 'Cause I'm beautiful. I just had
And-
really horrible, dry, itchy skin.
And talking about the wrestling again, this Tuesday.
All right. So what happened on? Tell our grandma what was going on Tuesday and then Thursday.
Well, this Tuesday, I didn't get a meet because my coach wanted to hold off one day. So then I went to I held off on practice that day on Wednesday. And then Thursday, I came back for competition, wrestled my own teammate because there was no other kids. So if I don't count against same team because that doesn't seem very logical. So I guess you could say I'm 8-0, but I really think I'm 7-0. That's it for the wrestling side of things. And this upcoming Tuesday, or since we post on Monday, tomorrow is my last meet for wrestling
Snack, Dad.
You want a snack? Okay.
for junior high. That is my last junior high. So then I've been wrestling for a while now, and we're gonna hopefully start going to more tournaments and what's it called? Tournaments, more things outside of just the regular season.
Oh, wrestling will be over for you, or
No,
just
I'll be wrestling
Okay.
almost every Saturday
okay?
because
But it'll be your last meet.
last season.
Oh, season meet.
Yeah. So, because there'll still be the occasional tournaments on Saturdays and stuff, and I'll still be practicing with hopefully the high schoolers again. But yeah, I mean, when you were in school, did you have a wrestling team?
No. No, we had grammar school. We had basketball. That's all I remember about grammar school.
Just basketball.
Well, I took part in that because I was a cheerleader. But that's all I remember in grammar school. High school, of course, we had football, we had track, we had other things going. Fencing. I was a fencer.
Oh, is that the thing where you wear the?
With the foil, with the mask, yeah.
You were a fencer. Wow.
I know. My sister and I decided to join fencing, and I never hurt so bad in my whole entire life. Couldn't hardly walk down the stairs because you use muscles you didn't know you had. Just in, the lunges and things and the traveling, and you have to do it sideways,
That's
just
like
like
this-
Errol Flynn, yeah.
It's like wrestling. Like, I didn't know, like, it was weird. Because you didn't know you had these, like, all these muscles you had to use. You thought it was just normal. Your arms and stuff. It was weird wrestling for, like, the first time. But so you did fencing. Could you tell me a little more about fencing?
When the other schools would come, to visit our high school, Proviso East, Maywood, Illinois, my sister and I would have a routine. She would parry and I would lunge, and we had a whole routine because we're twins and we looked good doing it, and we promoted, our high school. And when eighth graders came in at the different schools to tour our high school, this is what we did. So we looked good. Yeah, we practiced a lot.
So you said you were cheerleader, basketball, fencing. Was there any other sports?
No.
So those were your main sports. What was your favorite though to do?
Dancing. We danced. This is what we did. Jim Lonsberry, sock hop, Dick Clark, every night after school. We danced. We danced in our living room. My mom, my aunts, grandma, everybody would dance in the living room. And that's what we did. We danced.
And you said you were, I don't know if we went over this, but you were in a band, right?
Yeah, well, my husband did easy listening, mellow rock. I was learning how to play piano, and that didn't go over good because I couldn't hear the chord changes on his guitar. Then I picked up the bass guitar.
Nice. You unmuted to do it.
Then I picked up the bass guitar, and then all of a sudden I could hear the chord changes. And he made me learn 200 songs before I got up on stage.
Oh, jeez.
I learned 300 songs before I went up on stage. I could fake another 100 songs, and 100 songs he did by himself. But he was the entertainer. He was the singer. I never pretended to be a singer. I did the oohs and ahs in background, and I played a mean bass guitar up on stage, just him and I.
So you've had a pretty interesting life.
Yes.
Do you still have that bass? I remember growing up, it was always in the corner. We used to play with it every once in a while.
Yep.
You can have the pineapple one. But yeah, do you still have that?
No, actually, when we split our ways, he had a nephew, a young kid, It was only 5 pounds. It was scaled to a regular guitar. Bass guitar is very long and very heavy. This was half the size and half the poundage.
Okay.
And I gave it to him.
Oh, very cool. Welcome back, Liam.
Jeez, oh my God.
Everybody, let's stop and wait for Liam.
Hang on.
I did not play any sports.
Magic Club, weren't you?
No, I didn't do any of the clubs.
Chess Club?
No, I only play chess now. I look back and I think I would like to have been in more clubs or sports. I wish I would have gotten more into like drama. Oh yeah. Did you do drama? I
No.
missed that part.
No.
I think I could have been good in drama.
Yeah, sure.
I'm very theatrical and I like talking with my hands.
Yeah.
I like telling stories.
You like doing this a lot.
I do.
This wall that they can't see.
I talk with my hands. Anybody who knows me knows like I talk very big, and I talk with my hands a lot. Like I gotta be in your face when I do it.
Like the audience sees.
So speaking of storytelling, I came up with a random game. I was talking with JJ last week, and I was like, he's going to be on next weekish or so. But he created this superhero. Have you heard about the superhero?
No.
10-10. Right?
He has a superhero that he created, and then he came up with like a video game idea. So next week he wants to pitch us on his video game. But when I was over there last week for Nikki's birthday, I was asking some questions.
You look so like serious.
And I was asking him some questions. I was like, what's your character? Like, what's his background? And he's just like, I don't know. I'm like, sometimes people want to know what the background is of a character. And I'm like, all the best characters that we know have a really fairly interesting background. So he's very, I think stubborn would be fair. Like, he likes his vision.
His more than...
His vision and only his vision, which I totally get.
Which is fair for a young lad.
Yes. Well, so Other Grandma, do you read my blog on chasing the Whimsy.com?
No.
All right. So my biggest pet peeve, I guess right now would just be like just the creative side of things.
Yeah, you get mad at me.
Well, I'm okay. Like I'm pulling back a little bit more on the creative side because I'm like I'll be creative. I am enjoying the creative side of things. But one of the things I mentioned in this blog is this, like, working with kids suck.
Okay.
JJ, Liam, like, everybody loves them and they're really good on the microphones, but anything like pre-work or any kind of prep or
it's too hard.
Right? Yeah. It's like, here's a little bit of homework, and they're like, no. I don't want to do
Podcasting?
that.
What?
So, I was talking to JJ, and I was like, trying to get some background story on some of these characters that he made. He's got this whole world already, like, envisioned, and you can tell he's trying to figure it all out. And he's got papers, he's drawn maps of what this world looks like. He's got an idea of these characters, who's the good guy, who's the bad guy. So having played a bunch of video games, I'm like, well, what kind of game is it? Like role-playing games, side-scroll. He's just like, I don't know what you're saying right now. So I'm trying to help him through it a little bit. Like, if we make it a video game, what does it look like? And then I think we came up with like a Zelda, probably a more new Zelda, so a little bit more open world. And he's got some of these ideas. So I'm really excited to have him on.
We're always excited to have him on. I mean, he's a good guest to have.
He
is loved.
For whatever reason, man.
Whatever reason.
The two most favorite people so far in 12 episodes, we want more Liam, we want more JJ. And I was like, these kids.
You've been on every episode, but the ones who have been.
So, trying to, with like this idea with like Liam, is he super engaged, right? He loves talking. Like, he'll talk to you, and you can fill in some time. But if you ask him to tell a story of something,
no,
it's a train wreck. He has no idea what he's doing. So this game I came up with is, and we're gonna give it to JJ next week. So I'll give him a little bit of a prep, but we're gonna call it 3-Minute Mundane.
Explain.
All right. So we'll get some index cards, or somehow we have a genre or an emotion, and you pair that with a boring, simple, basic, mundane activity.
Ironing.
Gardening. Okay, but now we got to put a genre or an emotion next to it. So Liam today, right now,
I'm on the spot.
We're on the spot. He's gonna do horror, making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Oh, well, that's kind of.
So this idea is to kind of help. It's kind of really a fun game you could probably play with anybody, but keep it real short and sweet. Nice 3 minutes. It can go longer if Liam wants to go a little bit longer, but that way we can kind of keep Liam's and JJ's focus, because they're very creative, but they're not good at like honing in on the good parts of a story.
Right.
We did one in the car on the way here to kind of just prep a little bit, and he got to 3 minutes, but there's still like a lot of like
Things
little
you
plot
could've
holes.
added,
Yeah, he's just like, all this stuff is happening, and I'm like, well, but what was scary? So Liam's gonna try it again. He's gonna do a horror. He's gonna give you a horror story
That's kind of ironic, but okay. So I'll
of making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And again, this is just kind of like a interesting, like,
Is it from my perspective? Like, could it be? Is it from me, or can it be like any story?
it could be any story. It could be you making a It could be you making a sandwich. It could be a story that you heard. It could be anything that you want, as long as it's horror and it's making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Am I getting timed, or is it gonna be? I think 3 minutes.
Well, let's go 3 minutes. Let's see what kind of information.
Let's see what we're on.
And then we'll critique a little bit.
4 minute Mendone. That's a 3.
Mundane.
Mendone.
You read like your dad.
It should be 4 minutes.
All right, you want a 4 minute mundane?
Mendone. Yes.
Mundones. All right, we're gonna start the clock.
Okay.
And then we can critique you a little bit. Maybe we
Don't interrupt me.
No interruption.
Okay.
You want no interruption?
No interruption.
All right. This is the first
Oh, I'm
time
scared.
we're playing the game. So
Okay. Besides the little practice run.
little practice run. All right. Ready?
Okay.
Remember your 2 topics.
Peanut butter horror. Let me think. Hang on. Let me think.
All right. So, do you think JJ would have a good other grandma? Do you think JJ would have fun with this?
I think he's got a creative mind. Yeah, I think he can go with it.
All right. So we're gonna get some index cards, and then
Okay.
to see if we could play with taking out trash or ironing or gardening, and just real basic. Because for whatever reason, like when I tell a story, I could.
Here we go again.
I know, but I've always been really good at bringing people in and drawing them closer, and I'm like, there's nothing to the story. It's kind of boring, but then you kind of make it exciting. Quit fidgeting.
I'm not fidgeting.
I could hear that.
I'm sorry.
Okay. All right.
All right. Yeah, because I was ready.
All right,
I was trying to
Liam's
get
ready.
your attention.
Here we go.
All right. So it's Halloween. It's Halloween night, right? I get home from school. Put my costume on, and I'm wearing a dinosaur outfit, right?
Okay.
Sure, a dinosaur. And then it's time to go trick or treating. You know, I'm with my mom, my dad, my brother. And then we start going trick or treating. And I have a strict policy. I'm allergic to peanut butter, so I'm like no peanuts in my bag. 3 minutes. Then start walking around. The night's like over. It's like 9. You got to get to bed. It's a school night because Halloween. There's school nights. So I get home. My parents are like, oh, okay, I'm tired. You got to go to bed. So everyone goes to bed. So I'm sitting in my living room with my candy. And
So everybody's already asleep.
I said, don't interrupt
and
me.
you're hanging out with your bag full of candy.
Yes.
All right.
I dump the candy out, right? You know, there's all the limited options. You got the Reese's, the Almond Joy, the things that I can't eat. And then there's this one pack of M&Ms, right? So I eat the M&Ms. And then I go to sleep because I'm bummed out. I got all Almond Joys and Reese's. And then the next day, I have to, buy lunch at school. And the next day, they are like, oh, okay, we have peanut butter and jelly for lunch. So it's like it's following me.
The peanuts are following you.
Yeah. Okay. So then I wait till I get home. I eat dinner, and then the next day, I'm like, Mom, pack me my own lunch. I open it. It's peanut butter and jelly again. It's following me. It's like I'm cursed from the peanut butter and jelly. So and then I haven't eaten lunch for the past 2 days. And I'm upset. My mom's getting upset. She's like, why aren't you eating? And I said, well, Mom, I'm allergic to peanuts. And then she's like, I know. And then, so then I open our fridge. It's filled, with those Uncrustables. It's filled with them. It's following me. And then I have nothing else to eat in the house. And it's all peanut butter and jelly. And it's like dinner time. So then I walk, through the hallways and I hear peanut butter. It's like just in my ear. And then it's been following me. It's like I'm cursed with the peanut butter. So then has it been 3 minutes?
It's been 3 minutes.
Oh, dang it. Okay.
That was so funny though. I think it started off really rough
It should have ended
with the whisper.
either that or I know.
Oh, your
would've
mom's
been
like,
good.
I'm trolling you. Like, I know you're allergic. But that's kind of halfway through it, it reminded me of like the Twilight Zone.
Yeah. Okay.
Because like every episode, it was an anthology series, Liam. Black and white, Rod Sterling. Fun fact, Rod Sterling wrote 99% of all of those episodes. And I think it was got 100, 150 of those crazy things. But the Twilight Zone was an anthology series where they would take these weird premises
The guy in the plane with the
with the gremlin on the wings,
yeah.
or the kids that play kick the can.
Yeah.
So, and then something happens, and then he's old, and he wishes he was young with his old. It was a really weird.
Because I when I was doing it, I wanted to start off with not an actual peanut butter jelly sandwich. I wanted to start off with like, it's just peanut butter, right? And then, I'm allergic to peanut butter, get the start off. And at school they sell peanut butter
Right.
jellies. And I thought it would just be good if I,
So, critique yourself a minute. What'd you like? What'd you not like?
I didn't like how I just made it off from my head while going. Because when I was trying to think, because I went, or I went quiet for a second.
It got. What was funny is it got
Progressively
progressively better. Like in the beginning, he's like, Halloween. I was a dinosaur. I'm like, okay, do we like this? Does the dinosaur mean anything, or is it just because it was Halloween? So I was like, and then it didn't mean anything. But it did. It was interesting that, like, I think once you dump the bag of candy out, okay, now I can start. And then it played really well because it was Reese's and nuts and nuts and nuts, and you're pissed off.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you wake up and I like the idea that the peanut butter was following you, and that's what made me start thinking of the Twilight Zone. Was just like Rod Sterling was like, there was a boy who was allergic to nuts, and for 3 days he was haunted by peanuts. This is the Twilight Zone. Do 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 do.
Yeah,
Would you
that's it. That's it.
Would you like to do one?
Okay. About what?
Ooh. Let's think. What Grandma likes to garden.
Okay, you want to do gardening?
Gardening and horror or
Gardening comedy.
Rom-com.
Rom-com.
oh no.
Give her like the hardest one. Okay, just comedy.
Comedy.
Just comedy.
I was going for the horror part because I can think of weeds.
Ooh.
Okay, all right, we're gonna go.
You know
horror.
horror, and then you'll do a rom-com because
I'll do rom-com. What?
I'll think.
Okay.
Making your bed.
Now, anybody listening, play it with your kids. Record it 3-4ish minutes. Email it to us at whimsy@chasingthewhimsy.com. Record them. I'll listen to them. No joke. I'll play some clips at the end of episodes. So
Like some tidbits almost.
yeah, like Brandy. Hey, if you're out there, have one of your kids do a 3-minute mundane. I don't know anybody else who's listening right now. Or mom's I want mom to go to work and be like, hey, tell me a story. Just chasing people around the store, like, tell me a story. All right. I think I'm stalling a little bit here for other grandma for a minute.
Gardening
Horror. Ooh, okay, Liam. Let's think of a nice generic title of her story. Because we don't know what it's about yet. Horror in the Garden?
Just keep growing.
Arizona summer.
Arizona Summer.
Just keep growing.
The Arizona
Summer.
Summer. That's not horror-y.
Yes, it is.
All right, all right. Are you ready, though?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Let me get my little timer out here. Keep you close to 3 minutes. All right, go ahead.
Everyone knows me, knows I love to be in my garden. I have a flower garden that I repositioned from the south end to the north end of my property because now I have a new backyard. It's wonderful. It's several oases of different things. I have Turtle Island and I have plants. Last summer I lost 17 plants from the summer. 117 degree weather. That was a horror. This year I lost not only plants, I lost 2 trees. That is a horror. The only thing that lives now in my little flower garden are weeds. I don't know. They don't need water to survive, but they're there. So I get my little knife out and I pick them out and I plant all new gardens, and up comes the flowers and everything is nice, and we have another summer like this last one, and yeah, I got rid of the weeds once again, and I planted flowers yesterday, and we're going to see them grow and survive.
What kind of flowers do you have?
I had geraniums. I had geraniums that I had for 12, 13 years. I just lost the last one with this drought. I got lamb's ear.
Oh, Sophie, Mike.
What do you want?
You want to add to the story?
the garden.
Hi.
Hi.
Do you like her garden? Yeah. You like all of her flowers?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no more weeds, huh? Icky weeds.
This year I'm growing portulaca, and which is a moss rose, and desert things now. So yeah, I love my garden. Just don't like 117 degrees and don't like weeds.
2:15. We got some information. We got all the. We got temperature. We got location. We got the type of. So that's kind of the idea behind this. This 3-minute mundane is just how well can you explain a real simple, basic
Okay.
garden story.
Yeah, well, I got one for you.
All right.
Comedy,
Ha ha ha. Okay.
painting, a
Painting.
wall, like painting your house.
My bedroom. In a comedy. Okay. Do I have anybody with me? Am I just doing it solo?
Yeah, you're by yourself.
By myself. Liam's like, I want you to paint my room when I'm not here. And then comedy ensues.
All right, well,
Is that the scenario?
Sure. I got a timer
You got a timer?
ready for you. You're gonna be 3 minutes.
It's going to be 3 minutes. And I
3
got to come
minutes
up with a
only.
comedy painting story.
Yeah.
All right.
You stalling right now?
Nope, I'm ready.
Okay.
Dude, this is all I told myself about is like, I can't Instagram. I'm slowly becoming more creative. My kids like whatever. JJ's like whatever. Everybody's like storytelling's the only thing I really like. I told is my thing.
Okay, well, let's see. Because you keep going on about how you're so good at storytelling. Let's go then.
All right.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Other grandma.
Yes.
Let me tell you a little story. When Liam was little, he was like, Dad, I want to paint my room. And I was like, let's do it. What color? He's like, blue. I'm like, I'm going to get you some blue paint, kid. He said, next time you come over, blue paint. I go to the Home Depot and I'm like, my little kid wants blue paint. I'm going to get me some blue paint. This guy, oldest man I've ever seen in my life, 80, 85 years old, he might have been colorblind. Big old beard, crazy like handlebar mustache, like right out of like the movies, just old timey. And I'm like, I need blue. So he's like, trust me, I got you. I know what kind of blue you want. I get back to the house, fucking pink.
Why didn't you look in? Oh, sorry.
I don't know because I trusted this guy. I was all hyped up. I got my rollers. right? So I get back. I'm like, all right. So then I go online. I'm like, I can't fix pink. So I was like, oh, never mind. I'm like, so I go back to the store. I return the pink. I said, I need blue. I get back to the house. Lightish blue. I'm like, all right. I'm going to start painting these walls. So I clear out your room. I get my paint bucket. And then because I'm doing it by myself, these paint buckets are like, I think they're probably like 100, 125 pounds each, right? So I'm lifting it up. And then I start to pour it into the paint pan. Too much. Paint pan tips. I got paint everywhere. I'm just swearing like a crazy person. I'm like, calm down. Calm down. I can handle this. And then it's just like, all right. So then I'm like, I get the brush and I'm trying to like wipe paint off of my leg, off my shoe with this brush, and then I'm just wiping it on the wall. and I'm still pissed off because I'm like, I got paint. I'm like, I don't even know what to do with your carpet now. Whatever. We're just gonna go ahead and just keep painting. Then I get the roller. I'm rolling it on the thing. My roller brushes, like the rolly thing, yeah, wrong size. The roller is too big for my handle. So now I'm trying to roll it up the wall, and it's just spinning. It's not even like rolling. I'm just in here. I'm calling Mom. I'm like, Mom, I need help. She comes over.
It's a crisis.
She's ringing the doorbell like a crazy person. And I'm like, I'm stuck. Just come in. She comes in. Half the wall is like blue. I got blue tape all over me because I was trying to like tape off the doors because at some point I guess I wanted the trim to look pretty. Who the hell knows what the hell I was doing? She comes in. She's like, what is going on in here? I got paint all over my face. I'm basically crying. And it's like, Liam wanted blue. And then she's like,
Time.
I know a guy. And I'm like, oh, so I need paying a guy to come over. What do you think?
I didn't really see the comedy act until later.
I know, because you kept pointing at the time.
What? Not until we were 2 minutes in?
I thought the good part was when the paint spilled.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it was the wrong color.
I said not till later.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But it's a game that needs a little bit of work, but I think it's something that we can come up with again.
Sophie, you want to talk? You want to talk for a second?
What's your favorite color, Sophie? No. What is it?
Purple
You like purple?
and pink.
Pink. Purple, pink.
So, but yeah, I think it's a kind of a fun little game. Maybe 3 minutes is a little bit rough, but 3-ish. I think for the name, I think we just call it 3 Minute Mundanes. But we kind of let you go to 4. I guess what I should have done before while researching all this is like outline story structure to be like,
Yeah.
all right, here's what I need in your 3 minutes. I need a location, I need a cast, and then like a clear, like 3-act structure. Like I need a good solid beginning. I need a conflict, and then what the ending looks like. So I'll work that out a little bit and see if we can define the rules a little bit more.
Yeah.
So are we going to try and get, like, is this going to be like an everyone thing? Like everyone does it?
Yeah, I think we could do that. We get some, like I said, we'll get the. Oh, everybody's looking.
Oh,
at,
everyone's looking at you.
Everybody's looking at Mom.
Looking at you.
Mom's like,
She don't.
oh, look at the time I have to go to work. Mom, horror podcasting. Oh, so one of these. So it's funny because like when I come up with some new ideas, it's ironic a little bit because like it all comes together later. Like I need to like talk it out more. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, JJ and I play a game a lot.
Okay.
He gives me the first line. I give him the second line. You know, he gives me the third line. I don't know where he's going, but I change the direction of the story because we're making up a story.
Okay.
He has one part, I have the next part.
Does it have a name?
No, but this is something we've done for quite a few years.
Reminds me of a three-headed Broadway star from Whose Line Is It Anyway, where everybody comes
Yes,
up.
yeah, okay.
So same-
Yes, same concept.
I would almost say try it now, but I think the three of us would just mess it up.
Let's do it. Three
Okay.
of us. Okay,
Oh,
you start.
Oh,
Oh.
shoot. Oh, yeah, you're on the spot.
so
Go.
just one
One-liner. One-liner. Go ahead.
like it was a dark and stormy night.
I was alone in my kitchen.
I was making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Then I heard a grumbling.
I heard peanut butter.
And who comes around the corner but
The old man with blue paint on his shoes.
He is scary. No, he just got done gardening.
yeah. Okay, I'm lost. I couldn't keep it going.
Oh, that's a good drinking game. You can't drink.
Right, ready?
So we do this for like, what, 6 more years?
Ready?
Oh,
Ready? I hit you on the spot. My birthday.
what about your birthday?
It's my birthday.
It's your birthday. Is that the story?
It's my
your-
birthday.
And Liam wanted nothing but socks.
But he ended up going to the fair.
That made him sad.
Sounds like a C-spot run. He was so sad that he was pouting.
As he walked down the street, he looked up in the sky and saw
The sun.
Everybody's giving you more, and you're like, the sun. You have to give me another one. The sun, and what else?
Is bright.
As he looks at the sun, his eyes burn, but he can't stop looking away.
So he decided to go jump in the pool.
The pool was very cold.
Now you're just trolling me. I don't even want to play it anymore. I don't know. I think we should play that one too in the car. We're going to practice this one. We're going
Yeah.
to play this one again.
Yeah.
We'll play with JJ's here. Mm-hmm. But one of the things I've been doing, because I like telling stories, and I've done this thing recently where, so the reason I mentioned the blog is because on the blog, I talk a little bit about working with kids, trying to find ways to hone their creativity and keep them a little bit more engaged. And then the second part of that was kind of like where JJ was, is like, this is my thing. And it's like, no, like you want to invite more people into your thing, because the more people you have around you will only help make his superhero bigger, his world better, bigger.
You're doing the
Yeah,
things with your
I'm
hands.
talking with my hands again. So one of the things was in the second blog this week was I was talking to a friend at work, and I was like, I have an idea. There's this old web comic I used to read years ago called Control Alt Delete. Real, it was gaming. It was a gamer pulp culture.
I've read a little bit.
It's a very fun little web comic, but they have these shorts that they do. So they have the main storyline, all the detail, the big characters, and the huge ongoing story. But every once in a while, they have like these little shorts, real basic, black and white, very simple, like pencils. So I was telling my friend about it, and she was like, and then they didn't really say anything. She was just like, oh, that's kind of interesting, like, thing for me to do. And then on the blog, I posted the pencils that she drew for a new webcomic that we're starting, that we created. So from the podcast, it now turns into like the wooden tokens. It turns into Nikki painting rocks. In the car, I got a friend, Christina, made us some shirts, like a little markup of what has the logo on the front, Chasing the Whimsy. And now, I have a friend / listener who took a random idea that I had. She put the pencils on, and now I am
Coming soon.
Coming soon. We're going to make a webcomic. And with the storytelling, all I do now is I walk around and I try to remember certain things, or I look at certain scenarios and try to think, can I put this into a 3-panel story? So, yeah, take a look at the blog. Some really fun, interesting stuff with the blog. Like, I'm not going to apologize for anything on it. Like, normally write them like at 3 a.m., so who knows what the hell I'm saying. But there's some random thoughts, and I try to deep dive a little bit on whatever's currently going on in my head. But yeah, if you want a little insight into what a 40-year-old man, is thinking about at 3 a.m., frustrated with his nephew and his son.
Yeah.
I try to be a little bit, I try to be as encouraging as I can, because I don't think Liam's ever going to read it, but eventually.
Well, I tried to.
But it's one of those things where if eventually he sees it, JJ might not fully grasp some of the concepts in it yet, but eventually maybe he will, or anybody reading it would be like, I'm not going to be so stubborn on what's mine, and that inviting other people in will now help me create more
Yes.
Whimsy. Because I enjoy the podcast, but now, because I have somebody helping me out, we're now in the webcomic business. Now we can go to like a Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Feel real quick, Liam, because I'm trying to show Grandma the first comic.
Oh, okay. Follow us at, isn't it Chasing the Whimsy now, right? On Instagram.
Chasing the Whimsy on
Chasing
Instagram.
the Whimsy. Twitter, isn't it Chasing the Whimsy?
Chase the Whimsy.
Chase the Whimsy. All right, I always get those confused. And
Our website?
chasingthewhimsy.com. Not that, it's simple. Also, we have,
What is it?
I'm trying to remember the girl's name who did our gnomes. Go check her out.
On Etsy, she is Happy Designs. Laura.
Go check out Laura.
And
Appreciate her.
we sold almost all of the first run of gnomes.
And
The wooden
like
tokens.
you said that I think we're changing soon. We're gonna have some.
We got some. I think I want to make holiday gnomes, so keep an eye out for those. Those will be limited runs.
Wow. Get it. Tease. Teaser.
Well, anybody who follows us on Instagram would see that Sophie has her own gnome.
She's coming, but didn't we change her hair color?
I don't know yet. I'm still working on that.
So,
Yeah, we're having a lot of really fun stuff with the podcast. I'm all over the place right this second. Turn your stuff off. You distract me when you don't pay attention.
I am paying attention. That was the first time I looked over.
No. Grandma,
Yes.
you started to play on the Instagram a little bit. You're hitting the likes.
Oh yeah, I did, and I'm seeing you all over Instagram. Of course, when
Every day, I swear.
yeah, you're on there.
No,
It impressed me.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
I've never seen a person post more than you. Besides, like, celebrities.
I do a lot on the weekends, like Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I find myself real active in Instagram, and then the rest of the week I'm just like, I don't know.
Liam, he's helping you reach your goal of 500 at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still getting a bunch of people following
I'm
on Instagram. Like every week, just a little bit more and more. The listenership on the listens are kind of going up. It's interesting because I see a lot of people starting at like 10 or 11, and then they're listening backwards. So, so we got a lot of fun stuff coming up. I think we officially have Stepdad coming on.
set your calendars, right?
Yeah, it'll be the week that Monday after the 23rd-ish. So was that the 25th?
Is he going to be at the open house? Or
I think-
is it just him?
Just gonna be just him.
Okay.
I don't remember what. Yeah, I think he's just gonna come in, hang out, and record, and I'll put that up on that that Monday. That
Set your
following Monday.
calendars.
I would set your calendars because I think it's going to be a pretty good time.
Game, fun stories. There's your teaser right there.
Yeah. I don't think Liam gets it yet. Like, he's like, oh, yeah. Because Liam's all, like, shoot from the hip. But he also knows that I'm like semi like
Psycho.
psycho would be cool, but I don't think he gets it yet. Where he's like, I have two dads here. What is my dad gonna say to David? What kind of shenanigans is he gonna try and get into? Because I'm gonna get into some shenanigans. But it should be a pretty fun time. I think we'll like it.
Yeah.
All at Liam's expense?
Maybe.
Yeah.
We joked about it earlier. He's like 4 minutes and he's like Whimsy, turns it off. So there might be a 4-minute episode next or in 2 weeks. All right. Well, Grandma, thank you for coming on. Liam, you got anything else for her?
Whimsy.